This is the how-to for Scribble. So first I'm going to show you how to sign up. It's very, very simple. You just need an email address. And then your password. Oops, that can work. Hold on. Okay, and then your first name and last name. And do the caption. And then create. Okay. It gives you some directions for how to use it. Through the start page, adding the bookmarklet. So I already have the bookmarklet added, but here are the directions for adding it. It gives you directions for whatever internet browser you're using. Basically, you grab this little guy and you drag it up to here, and then it adds this as a bookmarklet. So if you grab this and drag it up here, yeah, but I've already added it, so I'm going to click no. You would click yes. Okay, and so then you have your bookmarklet right there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cancel out this one. I have my other account. Oh, I don't have it signed up. It logged me out. I have my other account with my full library, and so I wanted to show you my library. Oops, did not sign me in. Hold on just a second. Okay, signed out of the new account, signed into the old account. And so this is my library. This is right here. I clicked my library, and this is all the things that I have stored in my library. I wanted to show you this first so that you can see what you can do. You can add filters. You can add tags. Tags are great. They kind of act like folders so that you can find things really easily. So any of these, if I click on it, it'll show me all of the ones that I have tagged under that. So instead of seeing that whole big thing, I can see it just one at a time. So back to my library. If I want to share it, here's some of the things that I can do. I can share it, in which case it pulls up. Oop, I gotta pick one. So if I click share, then I can do it by email address, and I can enter a message with it. I can copy it to my library. I can post it to Facebook or Twitter. And I can reset a tag, so I can manage the tags that way, apply new tags, and organize things as if they were files. So I organize by tags instead of file folders. There are lots of cool things you can do as far as the library goes, but now I'd like to show you quickly how you use Scribble from the bookmarklet on another web page. So let's say I want students to read this article about writing from poetryfoundation.org. And so my overall goal is for students to think about how does this article called The Pursuit of Form, first published in Singing School, Learning How to Write and Read Poetry by Studying with the Masters. How is this article showing us a new way of looking at writing? Okay, so that's my overall goal for students. So I might ask them to do a deep read of this article, to make connections where they see connections, to identify any words that they don't recognize or that they don't know exactly what they mean, and then try to use context to figure out those words. And then at the end, they should be able to summarize in a neat sentence or two what the main idea of this article is. Okay, so as we're reading, students would say, we want to go to our Scribble booklet. Okay, so click up here. You should have already gotten Scribble, the Scribble bookmarklet, and you click that, and it pulls this guy up. And I'm going to move it so that it's in the top. There we go. Okay, now everything that I do, see the bookmarklet won't move. So here's what I can do with it. I can say, we've got this idea of pursuing excellence. Athletes and musicians willingly, even eagerly, submit themselves to tedious, grinding repetition and analysis. Let's say I want to grab this and I want to make a note. So I can add my note in any color I want. Say I want to add it in blue. Okay, and then I highlight where I want it to go, and then it adds this note. And so maybe students make a connection that writing well is like pursuing athletic excellence. Okay. They might look at words and say, I don't really know what the word cultivate means, so maybe they want to change the text color, so they make it a different color. They can also highlight things, so maybe they particularly like this phrase right here, fluid, immediate, rapid, intuitive performance. And so they want to highlight that. You pick your color to highlight, so they want to highlight it in kind of orangish. Oops, sorry. Intuitive performance. And then that's highlighted in orange. Okay? So once you have a few things out there, you can go to the legend and identify what's going on with each piece. So you've got a note, and that blue note is clarifying. Oops. Sorry about that. Clarifying. And then you've got this highlighted text, and that was a word we didn't know. So we can put vocabulary. Spelled today. And then with the highlighted part, maybe they just put, I like this phrasing. Okay? And so then every time that they want to add a note, they will add blue notes when they're clarifying, change the text to red for vocabulary words they don't know, and then highlight in this orangey yellow for they just kind of like how it's phrased. Okay? And so then they would go through. Anything that helps them answer the question. One thing that they can do is take a Post-it or put it on the title, and then put whatever their goal for reading is. So goal for reading. And they want to answer how writing and developing form is like other things. So then in their legend, they'd put, this is their goal for reading. Okay? And then they can refer back to this. So as they're reading along, and maybe they get distracted, like, wait, what was I reading for again? Then they've always got that goal there. And then anything that they find that relates to that goal, and I'm just going to grab something here, they can find it, let's say it's this phrase right here, so they can go to the highlighter, match this color, and then highlight anything that relates back to this goal for reading. And then you can put goal for reading here. Or you can put goal evidence. And then when students go back to write about what they've read, they can find these cool phrases, they can find things that relate back to their goal, they can find their connections. And it makes this idea of annotating a text very simple and very easy to use. Another thing that they can do with their text once they're done with whatever task that you've assigned them, and they've got their legend up there and they're good, they can save it to their Scribble account. It saves by the page name. They can make comments, and they can apply tags. Tags let you figure out exactly how to organize things. So your tags are actually like folders. So if you tag something, but you can tag things and put them in multiple folders. So if you tag something, it's very easy to search for it. You can also make it a read-only if you're done with it and you don't want anybody else to mess with it, or you don't want it to be messed with by you ever again. I tend not to make mine read-only because I like to go back over them. So then I would save it. And it'll take just a second. But once you've got your Scribble page saved, it actually saves it as a new URL. So I'm going to go back to my library. Okay, so open your library in a new window. So I'm going to go back to my library. If I saved it, I'm already signed in. Okay? If I went to save it and I wasn't signed in yet, it would signal me to sign in. So then I've got it here. Okay? Going back to my library, I can see where it is, and then I can also share it. So I can email it to a teacher, or I can email it to somebody in my group, and they can see what I've done. And basically, that is how you use Scribble.